Hey folks, welcome back. So today we are finally gonna start going over some of the fencing that we've been working on over the last month and a half or 2 months. So for today's video, we're just going to be going over the fence that we've been putting up around the middle woods, which is right up the hill from me. And then next week, hopefully, I'll be doing a video on all the rest of the fence. I've actually got some footage of putting this fence up around the middle woods, so that's why we're doing it on its own. I really didn't do anything else for any of the rest of the fence, so we'll kind of go around showing the rest of that next week and where it all is and all that sort of stuff. But to get things started for this fence just around the middle woods, we're gonna head down. I kind of talked about this before when we were doing some clearing. There's gonna be a spot just over the hill, right behind you guys, where we're gonna have 3 fences coming into one spot. It's gonna be one middle corner post and then 3 other lines that'll come into there. So we're gonna head over there, drive some posts, head over to the other end of this line, put some posts in over there, and then we can start stringing some wire in between. All right, so yesterday we got our posts in for the braces for, well, I'll put the map up here on the screen again for this section of the middle woods through here, and haven't finished off any of the H braces yet. Haven't gotten the horizontals or the brace wire or any sort of that stuff on there. But today what we're gonna do is we got the spinning jenny up here, and I'm gonna start stringing out some wire on this section. So right about where I'm standing is going to be one of the little ratchets that tightens up the fence wire, and so I'm going to work on doing this section going down the hill. Now for some of the other fencing that we've been doing, kind of the way it's been working is that I'll help get the post in, get those driven, and then my dad's worked on stringing the wire out, and then I can work on the other projects that I need to do myself. But my dad kind of looked at this section coming up the hill here, and he said, yeah, you're on your own for that one. I don't want to have to walk up and down the hill 6 times stringing wire out. So that's what I'm going to work on right now, get this ready to go, and then I think he's going to work on doing the wire that goes this way. This is a fair bit flatter going the rest of the way across here. All right, so we've got our 6 strands going down around there. Just got them stuck into the dirt over here to keep them from springing back down the hill. We don't have a whole lot of wire left on the spool here, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and pull 1, maybe, might be able to get 2 out of that, all the way that direction over to the property line, and use up as much of this as we can, and then I can get a new roll put on here so that when my dad starts pulling the rest of them that way, he's got plenty to get all of that done with. All right, so first thing today, we're gonna work on getting some post distributed around up here near the middle woods. Get some of this stuff ready to go, and then we can hopefully work on getting some of these driven in a little later this morning. So what we got out here, these are all brace posts, and what we've got are 4 6-inch, and the 6-inch are what goes on the end of a run. That would be like what your gate connects to. Or if you have a corner, that's going to be the one that's in the very corner. And we got another 4 5-inch, and those are the ones that go kind of on the inside of the brace, so not the one that the gate hooks to. And then there's 4 4-inch, and those are what the horizontals are that connects the 6-inch to the 5-inch. So we're gonna drop, I think, 2 sets of these down here, and then we're gonna drop the other 2 sets up at the top of the hill. I think this is where we'll be needing these. And then after we get these out, we can go grab some line posts. All right, so we're back up to over here where we were stringing fence before. And this right here, I think you can see, this is the part that, well, I ran one strand of wire over here. So my dad got up here yesterday, I guess, and got the rest of these strung across this side. And then down here by our corner that we've got here, got them all connected up. So, yep, there we go. Now you can see them. So with all of these connected from end to end here, we're ready to start putting in some line post, which is what I just brought up with the skid steer. All right, and I figured I also might as well bring up just, you know, a little bit of the wire as well. So we got that up here close to where we're working. We'll need a good bit more for getting around to the rest of the middle woods, and then we're also going to be doing a whole bunch more of this rotational grazing fence right around in this area as well. Each one of these bundles has 5 rolls in it, and each of the rolls is 4,000 feet, so that's 40,000 feet of high tensile wire, which I just did a little calculation on it. It's about 7.5 miles of wire. So this should keep us going for just a little while. All right, so from this corner, we can now head up the hill and get the fence in through there. All right, and from here, this is the last video that I got of putting in the middle woods. So we've got a gate up here. I'll show you in just a minute the gate down at the bottom. So this one up here is just kind of for accessing up into this upper area here. The middle woods, it's kind of, some areas are kind of steep. It's not the easiest to get to from just one location. So we got a gate up here. We got another one down at the bottom. I'm hoping to run a couple pigs in here, hopefully pretty soon. And so the one at the bottom, I think I'm going to try putting it in a little kind of a corral loading area down there. I think with it being more open, that should work pretty well for that. But these are the only two gates that we've got going into the middle woods for now. Later on, we may add in another one or two down at towards the other end, or at least maybe closer to halfway down through there. But in the interest of time and getting all this stuff put in, we just put these two in for now. And while I'm not going to walk all the way down the whole length of this stretch going along the top of the middle woods, I am going to show you, we got some, we're calling them leaner posts. So if you have less than, I think, 20 degrees of angle change for your fence, what you can do is you can grab one of these 6-inch by 8-foot posts, you drive them in 4 feet, leave 4 foot out, and you have 4 inches of lean over that 4 feet, so 1 inch per foot. And of course that leans into your corner, and we kind of used several of those along through the stretch because we weren't able to get a nice straight shot. So we got a leaner post here, we got another leaner down there going the opposite direction, and then from there it's actually a pretty straight shot. Actually, I think it's a perfectly straight shot all the rest of the way over to the property line. So, well, not sure if you can see that or not. So down here at the lower gate, this is where I'm hoping to kind of put in some sort of a little pig paddock corral thing that I can use to, I can bring them out of the woods, put them into that area, and then load them into a trailer from there. We got a little bit of open space down here. It's sloped, but it's fairly open, and it's pretty close to the roadway over there, so that I think it should be sort of kind of easy to get up to. It's about the easiest spot to get to here on the middle woods, I think, to load from, without having to go all the way up to the top, which sometimes, depending on how wet it is, can be a little bit sketchy trying to get up to the upper area. So the last thing that we're going to do is a little bit of burning, and that's going to be down near the waterer at the end of the spring field. And once we get that burn pile out of the way, we can bring some fence down to there, and then that's going to come from the kind of the 3-spoke spot up there near the middle woods. Well, it's getting a little dark out here this evening for showing this stuff, but as you can see, once I got that stuff burned up, we were able to bring our 3rd spoke up to here, bring it into this one corner post, and get this fence strung going along through here. Now, it doesn't show up real well on camera, but this is pretty steep through here. I didn't feel too uncomfortable about getting in here and clearing, but my dad wasn't crazy about being downhill from the skid steer for getting the post driven in through here. So for a couple going along this little stretch through here, these ones actually got dug by hand and set them in there and tamped the dirt back around it. This was I think the only spot where we had to do this. All the rest of them we drove them in with the driver on the skid steer, but for these 2 or 3 along through here, these were dug by hand. All right, so this is where we're gonna wrap it up for today. Like I said at the beginning of the video, next week we're gonna go all over the farm and kind of show everything that we've got put in for the rotational fences. It doesn't include the exclusion fences, which blocks out the very back of the woods that we got started on the end of last year, never got around to getting that completed. And it doesn't include the exclusion fences along the creek. Those don't have to be done quite yet, but all the rotational fences that we got in, we'll be showing all that stuff for next week. So that is gonna be it for today's video. As always, I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you next time.